Have you ever pondered about your relentless struggles against adversaries who seem to be slightly out of your league in the world of Call of Duty? Is it just a mere coincidence, or is there a more profound explanation to this phenomenon? As an avid player, you must have experienced battling an opponent who is somehow always a notch above your skill level. Does it make you question the game's matchmaking system? Could it be that an underlying algorithm is fine-tuning your opponents to challenge you consistently? Let's take a moment to appreciate a game like Call of Duty, a game that not only tests your reflexes but also your strategic abilities. A game that allows you to dive into various roles, combat styles, and experience the thrill of the battlefield. A game where you're perpetually learning and improving, every encounter honing your skills for the next one. Look at it this way. As you're constantly pitted against players who are slightly better than you, you're given an opportunity to learn, adapt, and enhance your skills. Does this not make the game more challenging and entertaining? Now, your next thought might be, is it really the matchmaking, or is there something more at play? The answer lies in the controversial domain of Call of Duty's engagement-optimized matchmaking, or in short, EOMM. This system is known to match players not just based on their skill level, but also their engagement levels. Intriguing, right? But wait, there's more. Alongside EOMM, Call of Duty also employs a skill-based matchmaking strategy, commonly referred to as SBMM. This strategy matches players with similar skill levels, thereby providing a balanced and fair gaming environment. In conclusion, these matchmaking strategies are implemented to create an engaging and fair battlefield. It pushes you to constantly adapt and improve, maintaining the thrill of the game. So the next time you're in a match, don't just see it as another battle. See it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Today we're going to dive deeper into the fascinating and debatable world of Call of Duty's engagement-optimized matchmaking, or EOMM, and skill-based matchmaking, SBMM. In theory, EOMM and SBMM sound like a gamer's dream come true. They promise a playing field where each participant's abilities and competence are considered to create an equilibrium. This concept on the surface appears to be the epitome of fairness, doesn't it? But as with all things, there's always more than meets the eye. The actual truth of these systems, as it often is hidden in the minutiae. It's not as simplistic and straightforward as it initially appears to be. We need to delve a bit deeper to uncover the real picture. Firstly, we must cross the initial threshold of understanding these systems in their entirety. It's crucial to comprehend the operational mechanisms of EOMM and SBMM. We'll start by dissecting EOMM. This stands for Engagement-Optimized Matchmaking, an interesting system that deploys a specific algorithm with the ambition of keeping the player engrossed in the gaming universe for extended periods. It's not merely a superficial calculation of your gaming abilities or prowess, but there's a more considerable degree of complexity involved. This algorithm doesn't only take into account your skill level, which would be too straightforward and arguably flawed approach. Instead, it expands its focus, considering a much broader range of factors to enhance your gaming experience. The most intriguing of these is your engagement level. Now, the question arises, how does a system calculate engagement? Engagement in this context implies the degree of your involvement and interest in the game. It considers how long you play, how often, your emotional response to wins and losses, and various other subtle indicators of your attention and participatory enthusiasm. Using its complex algorithm interprets these signals to evaluate your engagement level. This, in essence, implies that the system might confront you with more powerful adversaries if it deduces that a challenging matchup would keep you riveted. This may seem counterintuitive at first, but think about it. When do you feel most engaged? Most likely it is when you're up a challenge that tests your skills and pushes you to improve. Therefore, this is a fascinating approach that aims to enhance your overall gaming experience, even if it means making the journey a bit tougher. Then, we move on to the next part of our exploration, which is SBMM. But that, dear listener, is a story for another day. For now, let's pause and reflect on the fascinating world of EOMM, where the game might pit you against stronger opponents if it thinks a challenge will keep you hooked. On the other hand, SBMM, or skill-based matchmaking focuses intently on your skill level. Its primary goal? To match you with adversaries who share a similar prowess, striving to ensure every digital confrontation is a fair one, a balanced clash of abilities. But like most things in life, this system is not devoid of its unique set of problems, challenges that might reduce its effectiveness. Allow your mind to paint a picture. Imagine for a moment that you are a player, engrossed in the realms of the game. Days turn into weeks, weeks blend into months, and slowly but surely, you find yourself growing. Skills are improving, refining with each victory, each defeat. Each mouse click, each console button you press is molding you into a better player. You're climbing the ranks, ascending the ladder of accomplishment with a newfound zeal. However, just as you're starting to get a grip on your gameplay, relishing your progress, a sudden shift occurs. Suddenly, you find yourself thrown into the deep end of the pool, pitted against players who are way above your league. Their skill level is not just 1 or 2 notches above yours, but several, creating a chasm of disparity. This abrupt change is due to the inherent flaw in the SBMM process. It doesn't take into account the learning curve, the steady, gradual growth that most gamers experience. The algorithm doesn't understand the concept of steady progress. It operates on absolute values, making steep assumptions. It presumes that because you've shown signs of improvement, you are suitably equipped and ready to take on adversaries tougher than your current caliber. This jump in difficulty not only leads to matches that are frustratingly challenging, it also creates a paradox of improvement. It casts a shadow of discouragement over the very notion of getting better. It becomes a confusing nightmare, a cycle of contradictions. Why would anyone bother to improve their skill set, invest time and energy in getting better, if the end result is a harsher battlefield? If the reward for progress is punishment, what incentive does one have to keep striving for excellence? And thus, the SBMM system discourages improvement. Why bother getting better if you're just going to be punished for it? Then there's the issue of reverse boosting. This is a phenomenon that has emerged in the competitive gaming world. It is a strategy where players deliberately perform poorly to lower their respective skill ratings. People unfamiliar with this concept might wonder as to what end. Why would any gamer, especially those who thrive on competition, choose to deliberately perform below their potential? Well, there's a fairly simple explanation. They want to be matched with weaker opponents. The reasoning behind this strategy is straightforward, if not entirely sportsmanlike. By purposefully losing games, these players lower their skill ratings. This, in turn, means that the matchmaking system, designed to pair gamers with opponents of equal skill, matches these reverse boosters with less experienced, less skilled players. This exploit not only undermines the entire purpose of skill-based matchmaking, SBMM, but it also turns the games into one-sided affairs. The whole essence of having the SBMM system is based on the idea that every player should be given a fair and equal chance to compete, win, and improve. By manipulating this system, reverse boosters create an unfair advantage for themselves, which goes against the spirit of the game. Now, another major issue that surfaces in the competitive gaming community is the lack of transparency. Players are often left in the dark about how these intricate matchmaking work. They don't have any clear idea of how their skill levels are being measured or how their opponents are being chosen. This ambiguity creates a lot of confusion and frustration among gamers. The lack of clear communication and makes the players feel as if they are at the mercy of a system they don't fully comprehend. This lack of transparency breeds frustration and mistrust. It makes the players question the fairness of the game and can potentially discourage them from participating further. The issues of reverse boosting and lack of transparency are not just isolated problems. They are significant challenges that need to be addressed to ensure the integrity of competitive video games and promote a fair and enjoyable gaming experience for all. This lack of transparency breeds frustration and mistrust. In conclusion, although the fundamental concepts enveloping EOM and SBMM are truly commendable, the implementation of these concepts leaves much to be desired for. These systems, built to ensure a level playing field, ironically, often lead to matches that are blatantly one-sided. They have the potential to discourage improvement by placing lesser skilled players in matches against those with significantly higher skill levels, creating an unfair gameplay experience. This disparity isn't just discouraging for beginner players, but it also allows seasoned players to exploit the system, often leading to an imbalance. This imbalance doesn't just affect a single match, but can have a domino effect, disrupting the seamless gaming environment. Moreover, these matchmaking systems tend to be shrouded in mystery. The lack of transparency about how these systems work, how they match players, how they decide a player's skill level, and other such factors only exacerbate the frustration. Transparency, or the lack thereof, is a significant problem here. It's evident that what we need is a more balanced, more transparent approach to matchmaking. An approach that takes into account just the player's skill level, but also their progression. A system that understands that a player who has been playing for years might be at the same skill level as a player who just started a few months ago. An approach that doesn't forget that, ultimately, gaming is about having fun. While the frustration of a match that seems unfairly difficult can often be overwhelming, remember, it's not you, it's the system. A system that's yet to find its perfect balance. And while we wait, hope, and lobby for the gaming industry to come up with a better solution, all we can do is keep playing, keep exploring the virtual worlds, keep fighting the virtual battles, keep enjoying the game for what it is. Because at the end of the day, it's not about winning or losing, it's about the thrill of the game, the joy of a well-fought battle, the satisfaction of a strategy well executed. And who knows, maybe one day, we'll see a matchmaking system that truly delivers on its promise of fair and engaging matches. Until then, immerse yourself in the world of gaming, find joy in the small victories, learn from the losses, and above all, have fun. Until that day comes, happy gaming.